Namaste, Shubha Sayam. I welcome you all on this national webinar series Yoga Ramayana Vishwakosha History, Proving Authenticity and History of Ramayana. Continuing our sessions with Professor M.K. Sridhar sir, in today's session we will know about the ministers at the state Ayodhya and how Dasharatha deals with his own ministers.
रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः. Namaste. Friends, in the previous session we learnt about the description of Ayodhya city, the capital of the Kosala kingdom. We also learnt about the qualities of Dasharatha, the king of Ayodhya. We came to know how were the citizens of Ayodhya at that time. In this session, let us know about the ministers of Ayodhya. The ministers were called as Amatya. According to Sanskrit etymology, Ami Bhavaha Amatyaha. A minister or any person who always stays nearby is called Amatya. Ami, nearby, Bhavaha, who stays. So, the duty of a minister is 24/7, like our leaders, politicians, the IAS and the IPS officers or other officers of the universities. It is a 24/7 work. So the ministers were engaged and engrossed in the welfare of the people all the time, and they were called as Amatyas. In the 7th canto of the Balakanda of the Ramayana, Maharshi Valmiki, although sage, gives the description of the ministers of Ayodhya, ministers of Dasharatha, the ministers of Ayodhya thus. He had 8 ministers. The 8 ministers were Drishti, Jayanta, Vijaya, Siddhartha, Artha Sadhaka, Ashoka, Mantrapala and Sumantra. Drushtir Jayanto Vijayaha, Siddhartho Hyartha Sadhakaha, Ashoko Mantrapalascha, Sumantrascha, Ashtamo Abhavat. And these 8 ministers had other helpers and other ministers and supporters. They were Vasishta, Vamadeva, the 2 chief priests, and Suyagna, Jabali, Kashyapa, Gautama, Markandeya, Dirghayu and Katyayana, very well versed in the Vedas and the Shastras and the Smritis. Rutwijau Dvav Abhimatau Tasyastam Rishi Sattamau Vasishto Vamadevascha Mantrinascha Tathapare Suyagnopyatha Jabalihi Kashyapopyatha Gautamaha Markandeyastu Dirghayuhu Tata Katyayano Dvijaha. Then what were their nature? Among these 8 ministers and other ministers, there were great Brahmarshis like Vasishta. Among the 8 ministers and other ministers, there were Brahmarshis. In the ancient Puranic and the Vedic tradition, there are several types of sages or rishis called Rishi, Maharshi, Rajarshi, Devarshi and Brahmarshi. The supreme is Brahmarshi. The beginning is Rajarshi. Like a person joins a profession, for example a university, he becomes an assistant professor, then becomes an associate professor, then a professor, then he becomes a dean, then a registrar, then a vice chancellor, then a vice chancellor, then a chancellor and a chancellor. So like that there are graded positions in a university. Like that among the sages there were Rishis, Maharshis, Rajarshis, Devarshis and Brahmarshis. The supreme were the Brahmarshis like Vasishta Vishwamitra. Vasishta was the foremost Brahmarshi and the chief priest of Dasharatha. And how were their nature? What were their nature? Vidya, Vinita, Hrimantaha, Kushala, Niyatendriyaha. They were endowed with knowledge and humility, because with knowledge comes arrogance, and that arrogance destroys a person. So one should check and control his arrogance and should be humble in nature, as Kalidasa tells in his Vikramarushya Nataka, Anutsekaha Kalu Vikrama Alankaraha. The king, the emperor Vikrama, was known for his humility, although very bold and courageous in nature and a royal sage. So, humility was the ornament of valor and knowledge, and that way these ministers were endowed with knowledge. At the same time, they were very humble in nature. They were always worried about the scandals. They were afraid of the scandals, so they did not engage in any sort of scandal for their selfishness. And they were paraspara anuraktascha, nitimanto bahushrutaha. There was no rivalry between ministers. Now these days we have jumbo ministers, jumbo cabinet. But in those days only there were 8 major ministers. The same is elaborated by Kautilya in his Arthashastra. 8 important ministers and other subsidiary ministers, that's all. And these ministers were not pitted against each other, and they were in love and compassion with each minister, and they were so affectionate in nature and fully experts in knowing science of ethics and values, niti mantaha. So because of that, practicing that values in their lives and propagating that values through the kings, through Dasharatha, they were known all over the world. Bahushrutaha, Shrimantascha Mahatmanaha, Shastrajna Drudavikramaha. They were quite famous, they were very rich in nature, and they were treading the path, the royal path, extremely cautiously. That is very, very important, because Demosthenes, the famous administrator, the senator of the ancient Greek, which was, where Cicero was the ruler, says that running a kingdom is like walking on the edge of a sword. So that was the challenging thing. So they were treading the path extremely cautiously, and they were free from anger. Krodhat kamartha heturva nabruyuhu anrutam vachaha. They were free from passion and acquiring ill-gotten wealth. So passion, extreme passion, and getting money through unfair means will destroy an individual, will destroy the king and the country in general. So they were free from these two. At the same time, they never spoke lies. They always stuck to the guns of truth and truth. Tesham aviditam kinchit sveshu nasti pareshuva. Say they did not know, they were always aware as what is happening in the neighboring kingdom or elsewhere in a distant foreign land, because they had very good band of spies. Kriyamanam krutam vapi charenapi chikirshitam kushala vyavahareshu sahurdeshu parikshitaha. See, they were seeing the entire kingdom and the neighboring kingdoms through spies. Set of spies, band of very powerful spies were their eyes. There is a famous statement in Sanskrit corroborated by Kautilya in his Arthashastra. Charaihi pashyanti rajanaha chakshubhyam itare janaha. The king sees the world through the spies, whereas other people see the world through their eyes. So for a very good king, for a very good administrator, very important thing is the band of spies who are very honest, sincere, and who communicate periodically to the ministers as to what is happening in the neighboring kingdom or in the surrounding kingdoms and in the distant land. So that way spy network was well developed by Dasharatha in those days, just as we read in the Daily Chronicle and the newspapers that very good spy network is developed in various countries such as RA, Research and Analysis Wing of India, the Mossad of Israel, the FBI and the CIA of America, and the Scotland Yard of England, the Interpol of France, like that. Ku Klux Klan and so on, very well developed spy network was there just then as of now. And through these spies, the ministers learnt everything as to what is happening. At the same time, they were always conducting ministers in all very congenial way. Sauhurdeshu parikshitaha. They never and never spoke arrogantly against the citizens or even against the sinners, but at the same time they punished the sinners and gave clemency or pardoning to the good people and the noble people. So praptakalam yatha dandam dharayehu suteshvapi kosha sangrahane yukta balasya cha parigrahe. So they always engaged in increasing the treasury, in the sense the most important was increasing the economic power of the country, at the same time increasing the power of the army. So kosha means the treasury, and the bala and the army were always being developed very well by these ministers. So because only when there is a good treasury and there is good enough stock of men and materials, wealth and other things, we can easily engage war with enemies. Because the war may happen for several days or weeks or years, like the world wars happened for 4 to 5 years. So in that time we should have enough rations to be supplied to the citizens as well as to the soldiers. So that way there was always stock of livestock, stock of enough arms, ammunitions, people, and the dhanas and the dhanyas for the people. At the same time, ahitam chapi purusham na himsyuhu avidushakam virascha niyatotsaha rajashastra manuvrataha. See, they were always specialized in appointing people. At the time of appointing people to the very high positions and good positions in the country, they had examined each individual in many ways and reported that to the king. King in turn, Dasharatha in turn himself examined and appointed the place people for very important positions who are fit for faith for all the time, who are capable of giving their prana or life in the moments of crisis. Shuchinam rakshitarascha nityam vishayavasinam ब्रह्मक्षत्र महिम santah te kosham samupurayan. So they always engaged in protecting good citizens, punishing the sinners, never troubled innocent, innocuous people like the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas or the warriors, but they were giving punishment to the sinners, to the people who engaged in crimes appropriately based on their proper the type of crimes they did. So that is very, very important. So in that we never saw even a single citizen who was telling lies. Mrushavadi narakvachit kaschit dushtas tatrasit paradara rato naraha. So there we found at that time there was not even a single individual telling a lie or interested in another women. Prashantam sarvamemasid rashtram puravaram cha tat suvasasa suveshascha techa sarve shuchivrataha. So the entire Ayodhya city was calm and quiet in nature. It was tranquil in nature. And how was the conduct and the dress of the ministers? Suvasasaha. Always their dresses were clean and pure in nature. Suveshascha. They were wearing clean and neat dresses all the time. Prakhyata sarve shuchivrataha. They were known for their wonderful conduct. Hitartascha narendrasya jagrato nayachakshusa. As I just elaborated, they were always cautious, and their royal policy, what you call it as the royal policy, was very, very strong, because their eyes, the pair of eyes, were the spies. So through the spies, very honest, sincere spies, they came to know about the other people's activity 24/7. Through that they designed the policies, the royal policy. On account of that, there were no internal insurgents or internal kshobha or external disturbance. So this is very, very important for any nation then as of now. They were also heroic in nature. In the moments of crisis, they could go to the war field and fight with the king in the main front of the battlefield. They were not just persons of knowledge, but they were bold and heroic in nature. These Amatyas could definitely be bold and courageous to fight against the intrepid warriors. विदेश्वेष्वपि विज्ञाताः सर्वतो बुद्धिनिश्चयाः अभितो गुणवन्तश्च न चासन् गुणवर्जिताः. And they were very good, experts in foreign policy. Foreign policy is very, very important. Therefore, we have the Indian Foreign Service in India, started almost 70 years ago, run being successfully very well by successive government. These foreign policy makers were always planning systematic policy good for the country, and not what is good for the country, what is good for the citizens, and they were always cautious. Like that, the Amatyas in those times were extremely skilled in developing foreign policies. In order to know more about the foreign policies, please read the book The International Relations, written by Palmer and Palkins. So they knew also as to when they should engage into the conciliatory thing or agreement with the people, when to engage in detente, and when to wage war against the neighboring countries or the states. So that way they were very, very skilled in international policy, foreign policy, and very, very cautious in engaging in secret dialogues and secret policies. Because Kautilya says in Arthashastra, Shatkarno bhidyate mantraha. If anything, secret thing should be between only two people, means 4 ears or 2 pair of ears. If that goes out, means if it is heard by the 5th ear or the 6th ear, then the whole secret is leaked. As we read in the Daily Chronicles, how so many defense secrets are leaked elsewhere, we read in the newspaper, for a bottle of scent. So, or for some petty pleasures. But contrary, we find the ministers of Ayodhya were very known for their secrecy in foreign policy and internal policy. They were specialized in all sorts of values and ethics. Sakala Niti Shastra Visharadaha, Niti Shastra Visheshagnaha, Satatam Priyavadinaha. They were always speaking pleasantly and joyfully, because the famous Subhashita says that प्रियवाक्य प्रदानेन सर्वे तुष्यन्ति जन्तवः तस्मात् तदेव वक्तव्यं वचने का दरिद्रता. Noble people, good people always should speak pleasantly. Why there should be poverty in speaking good things? That good words, happy words will bring happiness in others, so we should conduct ourselves in such a fashion. And all the ministers of Ayodhya were always Priya Vadinaha, and they were always speaking that all the time. And finally, we know that their aim was protection of the citizens and the kingdom. Prajanam palanam kurvan na dharmam parivarjayan. They systematically engaged and engrossed in running the kingdom, for making the royal policies so well, and the whole objective was to look after the citizens very well, to look after the welfare of the king and the kingdom, for which they were always engaged, which is fully elaborated in the Manu Dharma Shastra and other codes of conduct in India, and in the Greek philosopher Plato's Dialogue and Phaedo very interestingly. So that way the ministers of Ayodhya were known in three worlds. And because of that, Dasharatha was safe, comfortable. With such great ministers, he could rule the Ayodhya city joyfully and happily, because they were always affectionate to him, they were engaged in their duty and very virtuous in nature. So Dasharatha was shining like the sun with powerful, very strong rays. Tejomayaihi gobihi iva uditorkaha. So in that way, the Ayodhya city was systematically ruled by the set of ministers, and that should be the nature of the ministers, and that should be the characteristics of a real kingdom envisioned by Mahatma Gandhi as Ramarajya. Namaskar, Dhanyavad.
My heartfelt thanks to M.K. Sridhar sir for his beautiful depiction about the ministers at his court. We'll come up with another session tomorrow. Namaste.